But before we get to the heavy tech, let's tackle a visual puzzle that constantly stirs up debates online. You've probably seen GoPro footage from spacewalks where the Earth's horizon looks dead flat, or even weirder, bent totally backward, like a giant bowl. So what's going on? Are our eyes playing tricks on us? Well, to understand how humans operate up there, we first need to figure out how we're actually seeing it.
Here is our roadmap for today. First, seeing the real Earth. Second, the critical comm link. Third, a wearable spacecraft. And finally, keeping astronauts alive.
All right, let's jump straight into section 1, seeing the real Earth and how we overcome the vision problem in space.
Okay, so when we send cameras into orbit, we naturally want to use wide-angle lenses to capture as much of that epic view as possible. But there's a catch, a massive optical headache called barrel distortion. See, optical analyst Walter Bislins points out that non-rectilinear lenses, like the fisheye on your GoPro Hero 4, actually bend objects away from the center of the frame. This effect is so incredibly strong that it can literally take a convex curve, like the actual curvature of the Earth, and visually flatten it right out, or even warp it into a concave line depending on where it sits in the shot.
And this perfectly highlights a great rule of thumb for decoding space footage. If the horizon line is hanging out at the very edge of the frame, either top or bottom, it's being heavily distorted by the lens. But here is the absolute key to all of this. Straight lines that cross the exact dead center of the frame, they stay completely undistorted. So if you want to know the true shape of the Earth from one of these wild fisheye videos, you have to wait for the exact moment the horizon passes right through the middle. At that center point, the visual perfectly matches the expected globe curvature for an altitude of 120 kilometers. Pretty cool, right?
Moving right along to section 2. The critical comm link, establishing protocols out in the void.
Now, overcoming the limits of our lenses is one thing, but seeing clearly doesn't mean much if you can't talk to anybody. Check out this quote straight from a NASA technical memorandum. Communications are a critical link. It can be broken with surprising speed and disastrous results. Think about it. In a totally isolated, life-or-death environment, a single misunderstood word isn't just a minor hiccup. It's a potential catastrophe.
And that brings us to the actual NASA documents detailing their exact communication protocols. When human spaceflight first kicked off, engineers realized real quick that they needed completely fail-proof ways to talk. Because the early astronauts were almost all test pilots, spaceflight naturally adopted incredibly strict aviation phraseology. That's exactly why Mission Control has that very distinct, highly procedural rhythm whenever they speak.
The whole system really boils down to two main pillars, clarity and brevity. Every single procedural word, every roger or copy, is meticulously designed to stop disastrous misunderstandings before they happen. Keep in mind, a single comm panel could be running up to 48 voice circuits at once, so they have to strip away all emotion and ambiguity, leaving only the cold, hard data needed to keep the mission moving and the crew safe.
On to section 3, a wearable spacecraft, engineering the extravehicular mobility unit.
When astronauts finally step outside that airlock, how do they survive the absolute lethal vacuum of space? Well, we need to completely shift how we think about this. Because they don't wear suits, they wear ships. Seriously. The official name is the Extravehicular Mobility Unit, or EMU. And according to NASA's own databooks, this isn't clothing. It is an independent, human-shaped spacecraft that gives them environmental protection, mobility, life support, and comms.
Let's crack open this personal spacecraft and take a look under the hood. At the very core is the hard upper torso. Basically, it's a rigid fiberglass shell that acts as the main structural hub for almost everything else. The helmet, the arms, the lower torso, that classic display module right on the chest, and the massive life support backpack, they all bolt directly into this central hub. It's a seriously complex, integrated machine.
And the brilliant part is how modular it all is. Underneath the hard shell, astronauts wear a liquid cooling and ventilation garment that pumps water around to regulate their body temperature. Then on their head, they've got the communications carrier assembly, affectionately known as the Snoopy cap, which handles all those critical comm links we just talked about. Every single piece is engineered so it can be swapped out quickly and work flawlessly with the rest of the ship.
Just to give you a quick reality check on the extreme engineering we're talking about here, 10,000. That is the maximum design pressure in pounds per square inch gauge for the suit's emergency propulsion system tanks. 10,000. Literally strapping pressure vessels with those kinds of tolerances onto a human's back requires materials and testing that are just mind-boggling.
Which leads us perfectly into section 4, keeping astronauts alive, the internal life support systems.
We've got the structure, sure, but how does this wearable ship actually keep someone breathing during an exhausting 7 or 8 hour spacewalk? Well, the primary life support subsystem relies on 4 incredibly interconnected circuits. You've got the oxygen ventilation circuit for breathing gas, the primary oxygen circuit to maintain regulated pressure, the feed water circuit handling expendable water, and the liquid transport circuit, keeping everything cool.
If you look at the component arrangement inside the backpack, the density is unbelievable. This is where the magic really happens. You've got water tanks, primary oxygen bottles, fan and pump assemblies, and sitting right up at the top, the sublimator. They are all packed together tighter than a Swiss watch to keep the bulk down while maximizing every single ounce of life-saving efficiency.
Now, mapping it all out, the schematics show exactly how the system handles heat, and heat is a massive problem. An astronaut working hard in a pressurized suit can generate an average of 1,000 BTUs of body heat an hour, sometimes peaking all the way up to 2,000. And because space is a vacuum, you can't just turn on a fan to cool them down. There's literally no air to carry the heat away. So instead, the primary oxygen pressurizes the system, forcing expendable water through the loop to physically absorb all that intense body heat.
And this brings us to one of the most fascinating and honestly grittiest processes in the entire suit. While the astronaut is sweating inside this sealed balloon, a fan draws in all that moisture. Then, a motor-driven rotary separator literally spins the water out of the air and dumps it directly into the feedwater circuit. Basically, the suit recycles the astronaut's sweat. That water gets fed into the sublimator, hits the freezing vacuum of space through a porous steel plate, and sublimates, meaning it instantly turns from ice into gas, venting out into the void. That phase change is the exact mechanism that violently pulls the heat away from the human body.
Meanwhile, breathing poses its own threat, right? The astronaut is constantly exhaling dangerous carbon dioxide. To stop them from being poisoned by their own breath, the suit uses Metox cartridges. These are regenerable metal oxide canisters that basically act as the mechanical lungs of the suit. Just one of these can absorb almost 1.5 pounds of metabolically produced CO2, guaranteeing the air stays safe even when the astronaut is working their hardest. Oh, and the craziest part? Once they're back inside the space station, they can literally bake these cartridges in an oven to clear out the CO2 and reuse them for the next spacewalk.
So from decoding the bizarre optical illusions of wide-angle lenses to establishing absolute life-saving comm protocols, all the way to engineering a wearable spacecraft that literally freezes your own sweat to keep you alive, the human operating system for space is absolutely miraculous. The next time you see an astronaut floating out in the void on your screen, I want you to ask yourself, are you just looking at a person or are you looking at a masterpiece of human engineering? Thanks for joining this explainer and stay curious.